Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Leicester tour. I'm Richard, and our driver, very carefully handling the bus, is Mike. And my job, best I can, to give you a little tour of Leicester now. Health warning here first. Those of you on the top deck, please don't stand up as we're going along. Particularly through the underpass as we come back through the city centre later on. We'll remind you about that.
I'll get with you,
and also watch for overhanging trees, particularly on the left-hand side of the bus. So, and don't get your elbows out either. So that's all the rules and regulations. The downside of the tour is I'm not from Leicester. In fact, I'm from Stratford-upon-Avon. So I don't know that much about Leicester, but I've done one of these tours earlier today, and I had two very careful customers on the bus who were telling me all the things I need to know about Leicester. So hopefully I can do a little bit better job than we did previously. Having said that, one of the customers did most of the tour the last time. So anyway, just a bit about the bus first of all. The bus is 50 years old next January. It's built in January 1963. First registered then. And it's a leyland Titan PD3 with a 74-seat Park Royal body. And it was new to Leicester Transport in 1963. And it ran on Leicester services until 1977. And that's when it took on its new form, because it didn't run in Leicester with no roof on. That wouldn't, well, the open-top bus it did run back in the 30s and 40s of Leicester, but not in the 70s. So in 1977, it was taken out of service, and it was mated actually with another bus. It was another bus ran into the back of it. It got a big dent in the back of it. And a tow company from Stratford called Guy Friday came along and paid £300 for the bus. And they took it off to Willowbrook, who's a local coach builder. They took the roof off the bus, and from 1978 onwards, the bus was doing tours at Stratford-upon-Avon. It's then doing local tours at Stratford, usually 5 tours a day for the next 22 years, until about 2000. So it did rather a lot of tours of Stratford. And just didn't really want to run places up to winter, but most of the time it was in Stratford. And then in 2000 it was retired. He went to the Aston Manor Bus Museum in Birmingham, and then during that time the company Guy Friday in Stratford was sold, and the bus then passed into the hands of one of the directors who left it in the Bus Museum in Birmingham until last year, 2011. When last year it came back to Leicester, where it really originated, and came to Leicester Transport Heritage Trust, who were now looking after it. And now it does tours of Leicester. So it's done tours of Leicester, tours of Birmingham while it was at the Aston Manor Bus Museum, tours of Stratford, and that's been its life really over the last 50 years. Not a bad life for a Leicester then. So there you are. So as I say, I don't know that much about Leicester, but we'll give it a go, and I picked up quite a few little snippets of information along the way. I'd like well, this is the A6, as you probably know, and did you also know that all the roads, all the low numbered A roads, they radiate out of London in a clockwise direction, starting with the A1 up north and then going around east and coming back round to the A6, A1, A2, A3, A4, and this is the A6. Now the B&Q warehouse on the far right-hand corner there, apparently that one burned down about 15 years ago, so that's a new B&Q warehouse, replaced one that burned down in those days. It doesn't look very much like Anne Hathaway's cottage or Mary Arden's house, where this bus would have spent most of its life. But one of their favourite questions when they go to Anne Hathaway's cottage is, gee, how do they mow the thatch? Which is not really what you do with thatch, is it? But there you are. One have to do with it. Now we're going along Abbey Park Road here, where the old the bus garage was, and coming up the site on our left in a little while, and Abbey Park is on our right, with its lake and coffee shops, and lots of trees, all like this in there. The tour itself is going to take us right away out of the centre of Leicester, going out as far as the Waste Course, down the gate, through the university area there, past the railway station, through the city centre, and I'll try and point out one or two places of interest along the way. There we are. And the old Leicester bus garage, I believe, was on the left, just here.
Yeah, that's the bus garage.
Yeah, not terribly long. I think first group used it for a bit, while after they took over Leicester City Transport, and and now they've gone to Master's View, and there's a marketing suite there which looks rather overgrown actually, so maybe the idea is to build a few houses there due course, but I guess the current state of the housing market is put paid to that for the time being.
The old depot, the original bricks, the original Leicester Transport garage that was.
And there's a nice long queue of traffic here which tour guides hate because that means you have something else to say. It'd be okay if it was in Stratford, but not in Leicester.
Not the old Leicester buses were there. My dad worked at Leicester, that's where he was based.
Can you help me on the top floor? Anybody here up there?
Yes! Yes! Very big garage it was, very big. Yes, it was tram depot as well. In fact, I think you can see some of the old tramlines, because all they do when they take the tramline, they just can't get over. That's just wasteland.
The Leicester Transport Heritage Trust, they have just one open day a year, and obviously this it is, and Leicester very good weather this year, and it was just very similar last year actually. We've been very lucky for like 2 years. Not quite sure how long the open days have been going now, but the last few years. The Buckingham present they're kept outside Leicester, on a farm outside Leicester, and they just come into the city for open days such as this. But there are plans of course to have a few premises, Stony Gate, and we'll be passing those later on, and that will be a museum site where the archives of the Leicester Transport Heritage Trust are kept, and some of the vehicles as well. So we'll be passing that a bit later on. They're a relatively new bus preservation group.
I've been going long about 1 year.
Stepping for about 5 minutes, past 10 minutes later on this Leap Road, up on the outskirts of Leicester, and if you wish to, at that point you can change over to the bus behind us, the AEC bus behind us. Is that a Bushmaster? Thank you, yes it is a Bushmaster, I'm told. And so you can change over to that and ride back in. This is later on that. And on that you won't have to listen to my commentary because I don't think they've got a PA system on that bus, so be nice and peaceful.
It's a big Somali district this is. A lot of Somalis in this area. It's a state here.
The tours have around about now, about 70 minutes, we do back to about 4 miles.
Yes, they are, isn't that tells you this double decker bus is going to go here. Great Central? Not really, I think it's different weekends usually. I mean, he works for Great Central here, locally. I work for Williams and Nottingham. Oh, yeah, I usually go until 6th, 7th October. We have a big one we do, we've got some big visitors coming.
centre situated road with the building will be being in jack on the right in just a moment. That's the Leicester Mercury offices with the time and the date, and I'm told the temperature as well, although I didn't actually see the temperature last time round. Oh, it is 27, how about that for the 9th of September? It's always warm in Leicester though, isn't it?
It said 27, 28 today.
It's not as warm as it was, huh?
It was warmer than yesterday.
I first drove this bus in 1984 in Stratford, and I can say the steering is just as heavy now as it was then. Nothing's changed there, no power steering on this bus. It's a synchronised gearbox, if you wish to know these sort of technical things, with crash on 1 and 2. 4-speed gearbox, and it has added luxury, it has reverse. Now there's a road building just coming up on the right. I understand it's formerly the police headquarters in Leicester. A building dating, I'm told, from the 1930s, although I thought it looked old a bit, so I'm told not, 1930s. And I'm coming in just a moment to the railway station, which seems to be refurbished and tidied up and almost looks to be sandblasted by the looks of things. And just on this end of the railway station is a statue of Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook has founded the famous holiday company. Here it is just about another 20-50 yards ahead on the left there. Statue of Thomas Cook. And a lot of people think Thomas Cook is the oldest tour company. There you are on the left there. And in actual fact, there's a company called Captain Kings, which some of you might have heard of and travelled with. They were actually founded a month or two before Thomas Cook, which I think was in the late 18th century. So the railway station on your left runs all over the country from there. Hour and a half to London, is it? Something like that? Okay, hour and a half, yeah. And that's where the Thames interconnected the country. Then we missed out to the fair. We're still on the A6 towards the London Road here. Right at the moment, University is all over Leicester, but this is actually the University Road on the right of the tour. And Victoria Park coming up on our right, which was visited by Queen Victoria, so I'm told. And we're now heading out along the A6 towards the race course. That's the squash club on the right, and we also pass the tennis club later on. We go past the race course, and we go about a mile from the cricket ground as well. Very sporty tour this is. And we also pass the Leicester Tigers rugby ground and the football ground as well. Not to forget those. Gate tram depot, which is the premises of Leicester Transport Heritage Trust are hoping to take over for their bus museum and to house their archives. And it's going to be called the Heritage and Resource Centre. There we are on our right now, just right next to the petrol station. We passed again on the way back, so it's just Mike's pulling in just so you can look back at it. It's a highly important feature on our tour today, as you can tell. Just a little bit behind us to our right now, with the circular window above the doors there, previously being used by I think a sports car company of some sort, but empty now. So it's hoped that we can take over those premises, and some vehicles will carry there, the archives will be there, will be open to the public, but not enough if you could do that. Okay. I will be carrying on in just a moment. Anybody wants to take photos on the top deck? Well, there's nothing much to take photos of around here, but we will be stopping at more photogenic points, I think, officially for the press in just a few moments' time.
Oh yes, it's just caught up.
Apparently the tram depot now used to only hold 6 trams, so it's obviously not terribly big. Who knows when the last tram ran in Leicester? Anybody tell me that? Are we talking 1930s here or something? Apparently the tram lines are still in there, so it's obviously never been refurbished completely. It's still very much in the state it was back in the 30s, and I don't think there's a terrible amount of land around it. So there is talk on our right there, next meeting on Tuesday, first race 2:20, so if you've got any hot tips then let me know and I'll let the whole bus know. Don't leave your name and address though, because that's what people might want to speak to later. back off the A6 now to Sept right south. And I've looked at this area. Appears to be taken out by the University of Leicester, various apartments up here. You know, the number of the buildings with the University of Leicester blue signs above them. There we are on the right there, Digby Hall, the guys around that. Is that halls of residence maybe? I'm not sure. Or language school that goes outside. Plenty of University of Leicester. Can't see any cars for the students around here. I guess they're probably all in there somewhere in the afternoon. Well, maybe they haven't started back yet, will they? So they're going to go out somewhere else. We'll go around the middle block here to where we stop the road in Ireland. I'm skipping out towards the middle of the road here to avoid the trees, so but do watch the trees on the left hand side of the bus here. One of them did come out and I'm sure it moved about 6 foot out towards the middle of the road as we came down here last time. Here we've got nothing close to the bus, close to each other, close to the surrounding scenery, and we'll be here for 5 or 10 minutes. And